I'll never forget the moment Lisa, the HOA tyrant of Oakwood Lane, came stumbling out of my pool, drenched, shrieking, and glowing like she just rolled through a neon paint factory. Her blonde hair, usually teased to perfection, was plastered to her face in electric blue streaks, her skin practically sparkling under the summer sun, like she'd auditioned for a sci-fi flick and nailed the part of angry alien. The neighbors out watering their lawns or walking their dogs just stopped dead, mouths open, phones already creeping out of pockets to capture the chaos. Lisa, dripping and furious, pointed a blue finger at my window and yelled, "What the hell did you do to me, Mike?" Oh, let me tell you, that moment was months in the making, a slow burn of trespassing, entitlement, and one very petty, very blue act of revenge. Let's rewind. My pool isn't just a pool. It's my escape, my little slice of calm after years of grinding away at a desk job, skipping vacations, saving every dime for this house on Oakwood Lane. Every morning, I'd step onto my patio with a coffee, listen to the birds, watch the water ripple, and feel like I'd finally made it, not rich, not fancy, just mine. That pool was my reward, my promise to myself that life wasn't just about surviving. But peace like that, it doesn't last long when you've got an HOA run by someone like Lisa Carter. Middle-aged, always in those crisp white capris, clutching her clipboard like it's the Constitution, Lisa didn't just walk our neighborhood, she patrolled it, eyes scanning for any blade of grass out of line, any mailbox not painted approved taupe. Her catchphrases? Not up to code, community standards, and my personal favorite, "I'll have to write you up." I swear, she loved that clipboard more than her own kids. At first, I flew under her radar. I kept my hedges trimmed, paid my dues, nodded politely at HOA meetings, figured if I stayed quiet, she'd hunt someone else like my neighbor Tom, who made the fatal mistake of planting tulips one shade too red. Lisa nearly had a stroke over that. But then summer hit, and things got weird. I come home from work early some days and notice signs. Damp footprints on my patio, a soggy towel slung over my chair, once even a half-empty LaCroix can bobbing in the shallow end. I thought maybe it was kids, or hell, maybe a raccoon with a taste for sparkling water. But deep down I knew. Then one Saturday, coffee in hand, I heard splashing. Not a bird, not a cat full-on, carefree splashing. I crept around the corner, and there she was, Lisa, queen of the HOA, lounging in my pool on my inflatable pizza float, a floppy hat on her head, sunglasses perched like she was at a resort. She was humming, actually humming, like she owned the place. I stood there, frozen, half expecting Ashton Kutcher to jump out and yell, "You're punked." But no, this was real. "Lisa," I finally said, my voice tight, "what the hell are you doing?" She didn't even flinch, just pushed her sunglasses down her nose and smiled, all syrupy sweet. "Oh, Mike, relax, I'm just checking the water quality, making sure it's up to code. You'd be surprised how many people let their pH slide. Bad for the neighborhood vibe." I blinked. "This is my pool. Private property. Get out." She sighed like I was the one being unreasonable and climbed out, slow and dramatic, like she was stepping off a yacht. "Don't be selfish, Mike," she said, wrapping a towel around her shoulders. "An unused pool brings down morale. Sharing's good for harmony." Harmony. She said the word while dripping water all over my deck. I wanted to scream, but I just pointed to the gate. She left, tossing a "we'll talk at the next meeting" over her shoulder like a parting shot. I thought that'd be it, that maybe she'd had her dip and would move on. I was wrong. Lisa didn't just trespass, she made a habit. A week later, I came home early, heard more splashing, and found her back on that damn pizza float, this time with a glass of rose in hand, like she was living her best influencer life. "Lisa," I shouted. She barely looked up. "Oh, Mike, you're home early. This pool's just sitting here. It's practically begging to be used." I was floored. It's mine, I said. I don't care if I never swim in it. You don't get to decide. She sipped her wine, unfazed. Well, technically, the HOA bylaws say visible amenities affect property values. So I'm just ensuring community standards. I swear, my brain short-circuited. I grabbed her glass, told her to get out, and she did, but not before leaning in and whispering, "This isn't over, Mike." It wasn't. She kept sneaking in wet footprints, deflated floats, even a pair of sunglasses left behind once. My neighbor Tom saw her one day, sipping a mojito, and thought I'd invited her. Invited her? I nearly choked. Tom, if I ever let Lisa in my pool, call the psych ward. I put up cameras, cheap ones at first, then better ones with motion sensors. Sure enough, I caught her in HD, doing backstrokes like she was training for the Olympics, a wine glass balanced on the pool's edge. I confronted her with the footage. Her response? That could be anyone, Mike. Anyone. In her signature leopard print swimsuit. I realized then, Lisa wasn't just entitled. She was untouchable, or so she thought. Things got uglier at the HOA meetings. Lisa stood up one night, clipboard in hand, and announced, "I propose we allow community access to underused amenities like Mike's pool on Oakwood Lane." It's just sitting there, dragging down our vibe. The room went quiet, all eyes on me. I stood up, chair scraping the floor. Absolutely not. My pool's not a public park. It's mine. She tilted her head, all fake pity. Mike, nobody's taking it away. Just a few supervised swims, maybe for kids' birthdays. For harmony. I laughed, bitter. What's next, Lisa? You gonna rent it out for weddings? A few neighbors snickered, but Lisa just scribbled on her clipboard, muttering about reviewing bylaws. Then the violation notices started. My pool fence was 0.5 inches too tall. My filter hummed too loudly. My water was too reflective, a potential driver hazard. I kid you not. She wrote me up for my pool being too shiny. Every day, a new letter in my mailbox, each one signed with her loopy signature. She was trying to break me, to make me cave. But I don't cave. I stacked those notices in a box labeled Lisa's Tantrums and started planning. See, Lisa thrived on control, on looking like the neighborhood's queen. I remembered a prank from college. We dumped green dye in the campus fountain, turned it into a glowing emerald for homecoming. The dean was furious, but the students loved it. If dye could rattle a dean, it could rattle an HOA queen. I found pool-safe dye, online non-toxic, temporary, won't wreck the filter. I picked electric blue, the kind of color that screams, "You can't ignore me." I ordered 50 gallons, enough to make the water glow like a neon sign. This wasn't about hurting her, just exposing her, making her smugness backfire in the most visible way possible. I planned it like a heist. I set up 3 cameras, one hidden in a planter, one under the eaves, one obvious on the fence for that candid vibe. I checked the dye's safety data, called the supplier to confirm it wouldn't stain the pool liner, texted Tom to keep his kids inside. I poured the dye into the skimmer at midnight, watched it spread like ink, turning my pool into a glowing cobalt dream. I left the towel Lisa loved, bright orange, tacky as hell, folded by the chair, an empty glass by the float. The trap was set. I just had to wait. The next afternoon, I sat inside, blinds cracked, laptop open to the camera feeds. My heart was pounding, half excited, half terrified I'd gone too far. Then, at 3 p.m., the gate creaked. Lisa slipped in, leopard cover-up, floppy hat, sunglasses, scanning the yard like a cat burglar. She kicked off her sandals, dropped her towel, and dove in without a second thought. The water erupted around her, blue and brilliant. She surfaced, grinning, oblivious. Then hit. Her arms, her face, her hair all glowing blue. Her smile froze, turned to confusion, then horror. "What the hell?" she screamed, splashing like a trapped fish. She scrambled out, tripping on the steps, her skin shimmering like a Smurf's. The neighbors noticed. Tom dropped his hose, laughing so hard he doubled over. A couple walking their poodle froze, phones out, snapping pics. Kids on bikes rolled up, giggling. Lisa spun, dripping blue, pointing at my window. "You monster! This is assault." I stepped outside, phone recording, voice calm but loud. "Lisa, you're trespassing. Again, and I got all on camera." She shrieked. "You set me up?" I smirked. "No, you set yourself up." The crowd laughed. Someone yelled, "Nice pool, Lisa." She stormed off, leaving blue footprints across my patio, the sidewalk, all the way to her house. By morning, the neighborhood was buzzing. Tom posted his video online with the caption, "HOA Queen's Blue Period." Comments exploded. "She's been sneaking in for weeks. Those are her true colors." Lisa tried to fight back, posting a rant about chemical assault, waving a bag of pool water like it was evidence. Nobody bought it. At the next HOA meeting, the clubhouse was packed. Neighbors who never showed up were there, ready for drama. Lisa marched in, still faintly blue at the hairline, demanding I be fined. But the board had seen the videos. Lisa, one said, "You trespassed," repeatedly. Another moved to remove her as president. The vote was unanimous. She sat there, silent, her clipboard useless. The room cheered as she stormed out. Lisa's house went up for sale a month later. No goodbye, no apologies, just a moving truck and a for sale sign. I stood by my pool that evening, beer in hand, the water back to its normal clear shimmer. It was mine again, no footprints, no violation notices. The neighborhood felt lighter, like we'd all exhaled. People started questioning the HOA's rules, pushing for less control, more fairness. And me? I learned something. It's not just about a pool or a prank. It's about drawing a line, saying, "This is mine, and you don't get to take it." Sometimes that line's drawn with words. Sometimes it's 50 gallons of blue dye. So what do you think? Was I wrong to go full smuff on her, or did Lisa have it coming? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear your stories about neighbors who crossed the line, HOA drama, or just that one time you pushed back. Hit subscribe if you're here for more chaos, trust me. There's plenty more where this came from.